All right, we are live. Yes, it's the Working Fans Podcast with the man they call Dave and AJ Strangebrew. AJ's on work assignment, but he wanted to get this done. We had a few things kind of get in our way, so we weren't able to get to you last night. Planet Fitness, baby, rocking it hard.
Yeah, anytime fitness.
Anytime, yeah. Hopefully they don't watch. But hey, we got it done. All right, we're a little late, but you know what? We showed up to work, so we're here.
We had some technical difficulties. We were filming this weekend on location, and I left my laptop.
Right, so now we're doing this while he's at work, and yeah, we got to review Survivor Series. So it couldn't even be like a really good card. It wasn't like Royal Rumble or AEW Full Gear.
I think if it was a really good card, I would have gone back, gotten my laptop, and we would have done it on time.
We probably would have. All right, pre-show. Me and you had the fortunate privilege of watching this after, too, because I know you were talking about fast-forwarding and stuff. One complaint I heard was people were talking about there was a lot of commercials on this show.
A ton of commercials.
Yeah.
My finger was tired from just from fast-forwarding.
Yeah, and I know Peacock still has that thing where I don't think you can rewind when it's a live podcast. You can't pause it.
You cannot.
Yeah, right.
You can pause it, but you cannot rewind.
Right. I don't think you can pause it either, I thought.
Well, I don't know. I've never watched anything WWE live lately. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's a problem with Peacock. Like, I think with sports, too. Like, I think they have that problem with live sports. But anyway, first match was on a pre-show. Nakamura versus Rick Boogs. Nakamura won by DQ. And can
we just talk about the fact why the hell is that even on the pre-show? We've got a 25-man battle royal with no names in it other than AJ Styles, and we freaking put that on the main show. However, we put on the pre-show your Intercontinental Champion and your U.S. Champion.
Those belts have been devalued for years. I'm not surprised, although they seem like they want to push Priest. So I'm a little surprised, but he didn't even win the match. He got disqualified. I guess we're trying to get over this gimmick that he loses control. I think it's a little hokey. I don't think it comes off. I think he's a good athlete. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Damian Priest comes across as a good athlete, and yes, his hometown is New York City, so I understand you want to give him a big thing there, but how often are you going to put down Nakamura? The fans are clamoring for this guy. Everywhere he goes, Nakamura is over. He's been over everywhere from New Japan to wrestling here in the States to now in the WWE, and it's like Vince McMahon just refuses to let him get over.
Would you say Pat McAfee has become a big part of that package with him now too?
He has. He's definitely become a big part of the package, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's almost like the old Paul Heyman treatment where Pat's getting him over so much that it's pissing Vince off that it's making him want to get him over less.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, go a little out of order here. Throughout the night, we had this thing where obviously they were trying to cross-promote Rock's new movie with Ryan Reynolds, and we had this egg. Like Cleopatra egg, and Vince has it.
So what it is I don't know if you saw the movie or not. In the movie, there's 3 eggs, and they've got 2 of the eggs, and they're trying to get the 3rd egg. Spoiler alert! Throughout the movie, and the bad guy who is Gal Gadot or the Wonder Woman, she is working supposedly against the 2 of them to try to get the egg before they do.
Okay.
But now apparently Vince has the real egg.
It's so stupid.
I can tell you being a history person, someone who studied history my whole life. No idea what the hell they're talking about with this stupid egg.
Oh man, but we're gonna find out tonight on Raw who stole this. I think. Well, I don't know. We're looking around. I don't know.
I'm not gonna find out tonight because I'm not gonna watch it till tomorrow morning.
Do you really think like The Rock? I know we're hinting at The Rock coming back here. Do we think Rock's gonna come back like for this egg? I don't see that.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I mean, The Rock's like, listen, I'm not here for brands. I want to know who stole this damn egg.
I wasn't going to watch it tonight, but maybe we should just do a review show just on whether or not they find the culprit who took the egg.
We'll see you at Royal Rumble, maybe the New Year's Eve show, depending on how that looks. That's a Saturday show, and we might do that.
We'll see how that adds. Yeah, we'll see how that adds up, though. What kind of card they put on there?
Yeah, we'll see what that is. That's the first time. So Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I thought this was one of the better matches of the night. Crowd was hot for this one.
They bookended it. They put the best match first and the second best match last.
Yeah.
So they bookended it.
Yeah, it's one of the good things they did. I
mean, you could flip-flop which ones you think is which, but in my opinion, the best match was the Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I got no problem with this. I thought Becky should have won. I like Charlotte, but I think Becky, they have something going here where she hasn't been beaten in a long time, and I think we need to save that for eventually whoever's going to beat her.
The match at times came across as a little sloppy, but to me, the sloppiness actually added to the realism of it. It made it look like, to me, it validated more of the anger that they have for each other, and that unlike matches that they've had in the past when they had a great friendship, that this came across as them disliking each other and a lot more realism to it.
Yeah. I thought it was fine for what it was. Becky gets the win. My biggest problem.
Becky, by the way, wearing a lot less clothing than she usually does.
I may have noticed that. We're gonna move on. Team Raw: Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory defeated Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus. Thought this was one of the better matches. I thought they did fine.
They did a good job of getting over a few people in this. They did a good job of getting Sheamus over as the legitimate badass that he is.
Right.
They did a really good job of getting over Theory in this match. And they did a great job of getting over both Hardy, who Lord knows he needs it at this point in his career. And then also they got over Seth Rollins, who just came across as really better than everybody else in that match.
Yeah. And they protected Drew when they got Drew out there too. We knew that would probably happen. I thought it was interesting that Sheamus and Jeff Hardy were working together at one point, given they had that feud where Sheamus basically tried to, accused Jeff Hardy of trying to run him over and he was on drugs, and then basically beat the shit out of him. But it's all forgotten.
It is the WWE, man. It was cool to see them do the 10 beats of the bell read together. Yeah. I thought that was really cool. And then at the end, of course, Sheamus had enough of Jeff Hardy not being there for him and took care of business.
Well, yeah, Austin Theory got the pin over Sheamus. And it was Seth Rollins was the sole survivor. Kevin Owens, I thought, was pretty good in the beginning. I knew he was up to something. He's like, let me at him. I'm going to start this. And then he just walks out.
That's awesome.
Well done. All right, Battle Royal. Like you, I thought this should have been on the pre-show. I wasn't surprised that Omos won this. I kind of figured he would. They're putting him over.
The only thing even remotely interesting in there was just to see Commander Aziz and Omos next to each other, just because they're both so large.
Do you think they're setting up Omos eventually, almost like the old Hogan days with the heel monster for Big E? That might be a matchup down the road that Omos will
I think they definitely are, but I haven't seen anything from Omos yet that leads me to believe that he can actually work a full match on his own.
I don't know. Yeah, they're keeping him very limited, and I imagine that if they put a match with him like that, it's going to be heavily, heavily protected. And I agree.
I wouldn't do it on a live show. Maybe something that you can edit.
I don't know. I think we're building almost to some kind of thing here down the road. I mean, there's something they're taking care of him. They're protecting him. They're protecting the hell out of this guy.
Well, turns out they're actually hiding it from us. He comes out and he's going to wrestle like AJ Styles. See him doing that. Seeing him doing the phenomenal forearm.
It'd be a scary sight if that large man did that. All right. Another match, pretty decent. But again, no stakes here. But RK Bro beat the Usos. We predicted the Usos, but I think me and you thought they were going to be a little kinder to SmackDown, and this was going to be a little more touch and go, and it wasn't. Pretty much Raw got the better of them, with the exception of that DQ, and then at the end, which we'll talk about. Orton, great performance. I think they were talking about how many Survivor Series he's made last night, and
they're showing what Orton's been. I mean, the guy, we forget he is a 13-time world champion, for Christ's sakes. He's been around for a very long time now, and he looks amazing. They showed a picture on one of the things that I saw yesterday where showed him from 2003 to now, and his body looks the same except for a lot more tattoos. Although I'm not a big fan of the Ponce de Leon mustache. That's not.
I like his mustache. Hey, so we get right out of that. We go into the women's matchup. Team Raw, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, Queen Zelina defeat Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalya, and Toni Storm. What I want to point out for this match is a couple things real quick. I said that Bianca and Liv would win this. You were right. WWE does not give a shit about Liv Morgan. They absolutely, when we think, I thought, why not push her?
They did nothing in this match to actually build her up.
No, they built.
She did pin Toni Storm, but I thought Toni Storm actually had a better showing than her in this match.
Yeah, Toni did great. What was very telling to me. Also, shitty way they got Sasha out with the count out. Sasha was like one of the big stars in this match. Besides, like you could tell that crowd was when they were kind of dead, but when Belair and Banks were in there, they were like, "Oh, okay."
They went nuts when Belair and Banks went in there.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, they've done such a piss poor job with everybody else. Once they got rid of Banks, and it was just Belair and the other four women, we're like, yeah. Oh, okay, we know she's gonna win now. It was like I didn't have any doubt at that point.
No, none whatsoever. Once they did that count out, the other three girls were just up Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And even when it went down to 4-1, to be honest with you, there had been so much problems with that team at that point. Right. I pretty much saw what was coming.
Yeah, I thought they would do something to get Banks out of there, and then I realized she was going to beat Natalya.
Well, they've also taken away the monster that is Shayna Baszler. If they let Shayna come out and do what she first did, then yeah, maybe I would have doubts whether or not Baszler was going over. But they've completely just defanged the Cobra, if you will.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of what they've done with Shayna on the main roster.
Which is a shame because I love Baszler. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, she's great. She could have.
And when they do let her do stuff like when she was going after people's arms, she does fantastic with it.
Yeah, especially like in her NXT days, like what she did to Kairi Sane and stuff like that. And Kairi was such a masterful seller too. I remember actually feeling bad. Kairi looks like she's legit tears in her eyes crying, and Baszler looks like.
When they let her, she does badass stuff. She finished the career of Nia Jax.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how that went down. Anyway, R.I.P. Nia. We got Roman Reigns defending the Universal Champion. Well, not defending. That's the problem. That's my big issue with this, actually.
If it was a unification match, it would mean a hell of a lot more.
I would have been more excited for this.
Matter of fact, if all of these matches were unification matches, it would have meant a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, Big E the night before was at a big boxing pay-per-view.
Las Vegas.
Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. He talked Sean Porter down to the ring. He got on the last Fury Wilder.
He talked the wrong guy.
He did. It didn't work out. Porter made a good showing for himself, but he was not. Crawford was the man. But I was just going to say big ups to Big E, flying out, being that champion. Then he makes the next pay-per-view the next night. And this crowd in the beginning I thought was dead a little bit. They started to come alive in the middle. At times they were chanting Rocky, Rocky, because maybe WWE made you believe that Rocky was going to come out here tonight. That was not.
Didn't make me believe.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't think he was coming out in this shit fest.
I don't know if I think they want Rock at WrestleMania either this year or next year, most likely next year. But I don't even know if they have him, honestly.
They did do a good job with this match. Now, I'm going to ignore the Rock stuff just because I don't think that they do have him. Yeah. I think that it's just to lure us in and get us excited, and then he's not going to be anywhere to be found.
Right.
He does look phenomenal from what I've seen. He keeps himself in better shape at 50 than most people do at 20. Mm-hmm. So he does look phenomenal. But Big E last night, they did a good job of building up Big E. Yeah. Overall, they didn't build him up, in my opinion, and we've talked about this in the previous show. They didn't build him up the right way overall when it comes to his career. However, since he's won the belt, they've done a great job of turning him into the monster that he could be. And by good guy monster, but still a monster. And last night, the way he was coming back from the Superman punches, they did do a good job of getting him over there.
I think he did fine. I think it. I don't know who's going to.
The problem is they couldn't give him the clean win because of what they're doing with Roman.
Yeah, they're making Roman like this is unprecedented. Like in modern era, I can't think of a guy.
Yeah, he's the modern Bruno.
I'm wondering, yeah, like you can maybe go. I mean, Bruno Hogan, that long reign, yeah, where I don't think he's losing that belt anytime soon. I think he's going to have it. If they got big plans and they can book The Rock at next year's Mania, I think Roman holds it all the way until then and beyond.
They did talk that right beforehand they mentioned to him and to Paul that
Brock
is coming back and that it looks like his suspension's going to end sooner than they thought it was going to. So
you know what I'd like them to do, honestly, since Brock is a free agent. I'd like to see them turn around and do Brock with Big E, and that'd be a good program.
I would love to see Brock versus Bobby Lashley.
That'd be fine too. I think Big E, though, I'd like to see him go over Brock. I think Brock would be a huge help for Big E at this stage, and we'll see what's next. But I
would like to see that also. But the way I would like to see that go down, and this is just me booking on the fly here, I would love to see Brock come out. He says, "Hey, I want Big E." Bobby Lashley comes out and says, "Who the hell are you? This has been my brand. I've been here. You don't just come in here and say it." They have a number one contenders match at the Royal Rumble, and then winner goes against Big E at WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah.
And then Rock comes in, wins the Royal Rumble, and he faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
I think the only thing is we are doing that would be awesome if they had Rock for this year's Mania. But I think I don't think they do.
But if you had Brock versus Big E at WrestleMania and Rock versus Reigns, you got yourselves two main events for each night of WrestleMania in Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
However, Vince McMahon does not book like we do, so folks take that with a grain of salt. We'll probably get to see Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley versus Big E Part 45.
Let me ask you one more thing before we get out of here. Is the Survivor Series concept brand versus brand dead at this point?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have
when I was a kid, I loved the Survivor Series. I now have no excitement whatsoever. Right. There's 3 events during the year that I look forward to. The 3 events during the year when it comes to WWE. Obviously AEW has a lot more events. Their pay-per-views have been blowing WWE's out of the water. But I'll take Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Love me, obviously WrestleMania. And then for me, SummerSlam is the third one.
Yes.
I'm at a point where Survivor Series means nothing.
No, I agree. And I would say even honestly, like Money in the Bank has turned out to be a better pay-per-view a lot of years than like Survivor Series. And
I like Money in the Bank better than Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's a sleeper pay-per-view, I would say. But that would be, in fact, that should probably be the 4 now. It should probably be Money in the Bank.
Well, the thing about Money in the Bank is that the most interesting thing is whoever ends up with those briefcases is when are they going to cash in and how. We all love it. We can say we don't like that people cash in, that people haven't earned it, but you show me anybody who doesn't enjoy a good cashing in. Yeah,
we always enjoy that. I mean, it's always big pops. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this review. Looks like everybody cared about as much as we did. So that's fine.
Guys, hey, if you're tuning into this and you're watching this, let us know what you think too. Maybe you agree with us on how horrible of a pay-per-view this is. Maybe Survivor Series was your favorite childhood pay-per-view. But let us know. Send us some comments. Let's talk about it, and let's get this done.
All right. Thank you, guys.